Hi everyone, welcome back to Note to Self. This is Jaskiran and I'm a bio major.
And I'm Naria, I'm also a bio major.
And we are doing a Navigator edition, so we're taking over the Note to Self.
Yep,
this
it's a
time.
spin-off, so things are gonna get a little spicy.
So check in, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I just had a lab today for physics, so I was just a little stressed out about that. But other than that, I've been having a pretty good Friday. I mean, TGIF Fridays, you guys. But how's your day?
It's been good. I think I got good sleep, and I'm excited that spring break is next week, which is great because I needed it and I've been burning out. And overall, it's been a good day, good weather, because it was like rainy like 2 days ago, which I didn't like. But
yeah, that's true. But I actually wanted to get on like how we met. Maybe we can talk about that. Like,
just a little context.
Just a little context about who we are, because you guys are probably like, who are these two girls? But we actually met freshman year of college. So 2 years ago, because we're third years now.
Which is the topic of our conversation today.
Exactly. And we met during Chem lab?
Yeah, Chem 101B.
Chem 101B. Yeah. You were like in my lab. I've definitely noticed you before that too, but I was like,
I think we had calc class together, but we just never sat close to each other. So it was like fate that we got.
Literally, it's like string theory. Have you ever heard of it? Yeah. It's like that. Like, it's definitely crazy that we came together and are still friends after so long.
for sure.
And we also have another friend too that we are very close
Shout out Pawasha.
Also our third member of the group. But, we're gonna focus on us too for now.
And one thing I think we bonded over so well is that our academic career and our career goals and just the background is very similar, which you guys will hear about more. We're both bio majors. We both completed we work together yes, as mental health navigators and as tutors. And so going into our background, we both completed high school all 4 years, and then we applied to universities, and then we're nope, community college is where it's at right now.
Yep.
And and we're actually in our third year, which is how we transition into our topic.
And about that, actually, we wanted to kind of touch base on this entire podcast about the stigma behind taking a third year. Yeah. Because definitely I faced a few interesting reactions when I said I was going to take a third year.
Exactly.
And also just even being in community college, I mean, that's already a reaction in itself, but a third year on top of that, you could imagine.
Yeah.
And so we kind of wanted to talk about maybe the pros and cons of it, and even how that helped us in our journey in being uni students.
And I think there's a lot of reasons why people take third years. The traditional path is okay, so you take your 2 years here, and then you get as many credits that are needed. You take all your classes, and then you would finish out the rest of your 2 year for your 4 year program at a 4 year college. But sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. In our case, we're both biology majors, so we have a lot of credit classes that are just lab classes, or they take a lot of time. And so for me personally, I was I can't do it. I can't do it in 2 years. I need a third year. And it was kind of hard making that decision. I remember when I first decided to not apply to transfer, I was asking so many people, hey, do you think I should take a third year? What do you think? Well, because I think especially in the mindset or mind frame that we are in right now, every year is it counts, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be 23 when I finish my degree.
I feel time is such emphasized, especially in our households, because of course people of color are very much there's a lot of cultural
finish your degree by this age, get married by this age, So I think just adding a whole other year, it was oh my gosh.
I actually remember when I proposed the idea to my dad, it wasn't even fully confirmed yet, but I was okay, I'm planning on taking a third year, because I dropped a class, and I was okay, even though taking the class wasn't required per se for transfer, I wanted to take it because I'm not taking that at a university.
And it's cheaper.
And it's cheaper. Now. Come on, already the benefits are there. And I told my dad that, and my dad was what? A third year, you're gonna be so old when you're done with everything. Like, you gotta get out now, get a job, get this, get that. And
it's like, are you sure? Are you
Are
sure?
you sure?
Are you sure?
Like,
are you sure?
definitely, it was definitely,
Man.
it was difficult conversation to have with my family, but also just even with my friends, like seeing them, that FOMO aspect of it all, when they like all transferred
because
out.
everyone who was in our year as like seniors, they're like juniors now, and we're still sophomores. Like,
technically,
yeah. So it's like just a lot of like inner turmoil, kind of like making sure that are we taking the right step for ourselves, for our careers. So then I guess we can start kind of going into the questions. Is like, do you think taking a third year was good for you? And then, yeah.
I definitely think that taking a third year was a good idea for me personally. I feel like it gave me more time in my journey and like finding out about like what I want to be in the future, because I feel like, I don't know, I don't think we talked about this, but Jaskiran and I, we both had a realization that we wanted to go to dental path instead of pre-med, because we were pre-med before and then we became pre-dental like literally the next year, the following year. And so I feel like taking a third year kind of gave me more time into like, you know, getting more settled into shadowing opportunities and dentistry,
for sure.
Opportunities that I want to have like in my city, because of course when you're in a whole university, like you're not gonna have like that like freedom to like explore your city and like understand or have that journey of understanding like your path. I feel like it's a lot harder than than being in like your home. And that really helped me having a third year. But also just in general, taking a third year, I think, helped me in my study skills too.
Oh, for sure.
I was a really bad
I was a wreck freshman year.
Freshman year, don't even talk about it. I don't even want to look at my grades.
I did not have good like study skills. I didn't have good people skills. I was like a robot. I would come. I mean, obviously, there's nothing wrong with just coming to school for classes, but I think overall there wasn't any like personal growth like my freshman year. And then obviously after I like met you guys, and then it was like my second year was when I started to like take advantage of tutoring, like go shadowing, like learn for shadowing opportunities and stuff like that.
You realize how many resources are available at your hand when you're more like when you're taking
advantage of it and like you're taking there,
because like when you're in a university, of course you're not going to be really fully aware. Like I was like kind of dumb, like I didn't really know anything in my like even in Ohlone, you know, even though it's a smaller school, of course it's not a university, but I think taking a third year definitely helped with that too, just like even in like social skills.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it was, I definitely don't regret taking a third year. I mean, like the FOMO aspect of it, but like I'm gonna transfer anyway. Like we're both gonna transfer anyway.
Yeah, and I think like on top of that, like already like the one advantage of community college is like you form like better relationships with professors and like the faculty here, which again like goes a long way, because like these are like professors that are renowned in their fields, and like, you know, for me, I think it was just good because I have like an additional year to like get those relationships kind of locked, you know, like, and then like also take advantage of like the resources here.
Yeah.
A big factor for me was also like stress. I feel like I wanted to take care of my mental health, and I wanted to like kind of not, because I think I mentioned this before to Naria, was like I had a cousin who like finished her bio degree in 4 years, and it like, you know, it impacted her health a lot. You know, she after the fact that like of her finishing her degree, like she spent a while just like making sure that everything health wise was in order, right? And so like for me, I think like just also like kind of realizing being part of like the mental health program here, like how much just like taking your time can kind of save that for yourself, you know. And then I remember I asked like the tutor here, Wang Chi, she's amazing by the way, she loves all the students and like takes care of them, and I was like, do you think in the long run do you think it's a good idea for me to like take a year? And she's like, she's done, you know, research and stuff, and she's like, in the long run it does not matter if you take another year for yourself.
It really does.
It really, in the grand scope of your life and like wherever you are in like 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, whatever, it's not gonna matter.
It really does. Like, I'm telling you, it's one of those things where you do have to kind of pick your poison, where it's like, yeah, you're gonna be in school for a while, like a year longer, but I would definitely prefer that than being immature and in a uni, because I definitely, even a year ago, I was definitely not ready for university.
Yeah.
I didn't have, even though it was just a year ago, right? That 1 year made such a difference, because my study skills are a lot better, my communication skills, like we've emphasized before. I think if I transferred out in 2 years, God knows, like I probably would not have been
as successful
as I am right now.
Yeah.
I feel more confident actually being in a uni. I mean, like, we're talking about a year ago. In high school, I was definitely not ready. And I was like, bro, like, no way I would survive university after high school. I mean, it's like, that's crazy. And now, even
like,
a year
this
ago,
is where, like, we learned, like, me, like, the trio that we're talking about, it's me, her, and our friend Pawasha. Like, we meet so many times to go study together. We, like, take advantage of going to the professor's office hours. We are thinking about, like, recommendation letters. What do we need for our post grad school, like, things, you know? And so I think a lot of that, like, just the time to understand and, like, take a breath and make sure, like, and then also the fact that, like, we have more time to take advantage of, like, shadowing opportunities, or like Pawasha works a lot, like, you know, outside of school.
Yeah.
You work, I work too, and I think, like, personally for me, I would not have been able to handle that, like, at a university.
Definitely taking advantage of these resources here has really helped. But I think that kind of touches base on another thing, like, how do you think CC or community college helped with your sphere of influence? Like, the people that you're around and the professors that you're around, like, how has that been for you in the last 3 years?
I think I'm a very, like, I think just confidence, like, I've been able to build more confidence with my people skills. I mean, you can probably attest to, I'm not a confrontational person. I can't even
see the growth.
I know exactly.
You have to give yourself credit. I'm not even joking. Like, even, like, dude, we both grew so much in, like, the 3 years that we were together.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
sometimes I couldn't even like go to, like, I can't ask for, like, someone to fix my order. Like, I used to absolutely not be able to do that, but now I feel like I'm a little bit, like, I can reach out, right? Like, I can kind of, you know, and that comes up with time anyways, but I think sometimes just being put in certain circumstances and having that additional, like, cushion or help, like, I'm, like, if I was at a uni, like, my freshman, sophomore year, I would definitely not have gone to professor to ask for additional help. I definitely probably would not have gone to tutoring. I would have been, like, struggling on my own.
You're saying, I would have? You can't. You know how small those classes are? Those big classes, like, you're not going to have, like, that, you know, space to even ask them. Also, a lot of teachers have said, a lot of professors have said that they don't even come to class.
Yeah.
A lot of TAs come.
Yeah.
Which I feel like...
here, like, you have those same, like, Berkeley professors, like, that are, like, renowned for, like, their, like, teaching skills or whatever, or them being professors. Like, they know you face to face, they can remember you, and, like, if you need that like connection for some school in the later years, or if you need, like, a recommendation, it helps a lot. And then, like, going back, okay, what do you think? Like, how is it? Do you agree? I
agree with you, of course. Like, I definitely think that socially it has helped me a lot being in a CC. Only because I've definitely made amazing friends, obviously.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But also making that, like, that sphere of influence, right? Like, you guys definitely influence me and motivate me to get out of bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I do not have that, like, it's hard to have that drive in yourself to kind of, like, get up and study on your own. And, like, having, like, friends, not even just strangers, like, friends coming up.
I was telling her today, I consider her as my sister now, and I don't think, like, if I had even transferred out after last year, if, like, we would have been as close or had as like, deep conversations. Like, bro, it's
it's very much it's definitely, like, one of those things where it's, like, a privilege that we had this experience, which comes with having being 3 years
together. Yeah,
because it's just like, yeah, I mean,
even if we end up going to different schools, like I'm gonna have her in my back pocket, like, yo, Naria, like, this is up, you know.
No, we talk about it all the time too, where it's like, oh, how are we gonna study without each other? Like, we're just like, just even that, like, that influence we have. I mean, even in our class, we have organic chemistry together. Even our professors, like, you three, like, meaning me, Jaskiran and Palwasha, you three are doing phenomenal.
Yeah,
like,
and that's because we hold each other accountable. We've had like that time to, you know what each person's strength is, and then like it's like, okay, like I get something wrong and I know that I'm wrong is because her and Palwasha will correct me, or like she gets something wrong, me and Palwasha will correct her, or like it's like a three-way thing. And that's just like the great beauty of like kind of taking time sometimes, because I know like especially in a very competitive field, right, like especially like when the job market is kind of shit, like you have to kind of just make sure that even if like you feel rushed, right, like you sometimes there's advantages in like taking your time and like making sure that like you have time for yourself as well.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
On the opposite side, what are some downsides that you would think for like third year, and then like what are the stigmas that I think you already kind of talked about it, but let's kind of circle back and like talk more in depth about it.
Downsides, I definitely say the FOMO aspect of it, like feeling like you're like kind of held back in a way.
Yeah.
I felt like I was kind of missing out on like certain, not just experiences, but even just like the journey of college, where I'm like, oh wow, I feel like I'm stunted. But then I was like, I quickly kind of like pivoted. I quickly definitely got up from that, and I was like, you know what, it's really not that deep.
and but I mean, sometimes, hey, like we always have these conversations where like, oh my gosh, like damn, we're gonna be like 23.
I know. We're gonna be 28 by the time we're done.
Like we're not like, this isn't like an easy thing that like we've had to, like there are moments where like it hits you. Like sometimes I'll be like laying in bed and I am like, damn, like I could have been a junior this year. Like, you know. And then on top of that, like I said this before, but like just having like, okay, I have Punjabi parents, like, and they did the very traditional thing. They like did their degree in 4 years, they got married, they had kids, like, and then like they like, my mom's a financial analyst, so, and then my dad's a engineer, so very like right? And so I'm like, hey mom, like I think I want to do dental school, and I think I want to take an extra year.
They're like, girl, you're gonna be like 35 by the time you're done with it. But like I feel like that's
so that like
for us.
I know, but that like social pressure, like especially like cultural pressure that like you have to kind of deal with, you know, constantly, like family members asking you like, oh, like, hey, you're already in community college, like that probably sucks. Like it's okay, like, but you're taking a third year. I think I told her this. One of my cousins was like, oh, she's like, oh, what grade are you in now? And I was like, oh, I'm a sophomore. She's like, but you said that last year. And I was like, girl, don't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, why would you say that to me? I mean, obviously she's young and she like, but I was like, that hit me a little too close to home.
Definitely. But, like I face like very similar, like with family members or even just like family friends. I mean, just going to community college, like a lot of them were like, I mean, like, I remember one uncle literally looked at me in the face and he was like, oh, you're pre-med at the time, because I was pre-med, right? He was like, oh, you're pre-med. Maybe you should consider nursing. It's a little easier.
Nursing is not easy.
Yeah,
like, what the heck?
Not easy, but also I was like, okay, like, you think I just can't do it?
Yeah.
I definitely think that's also another thing that I struggled on with taking a third year, because it's like, I felt like I was kind of proving that where I couldn't do it. Like, it was definitely kind of like a really terrible feeling where I was like telling all like my family friends, because where my parents are very social people, so we have like a lot of people coming over. I see them very often, so of course they will know everything about my life. They're gonna ask like, why are you still here? Like, shouldn't you get your admissions? So I had to tell them like, oh yeah, I'm planning on taking a third year. And just that, like, saying that alone was just such a difficult thing for me, because it's like, yet again, I'm proving that.
Yeah. And you always have to like kind of like explain yourself, like, oh, I'm doing it because like I'm trying to finish my classes.
Like, they never take it like, as that, like, okay, I'm taking a third year. Okay,
they're like,
that's fine.
What's wrong?
Like, why can't you do it? Or this, that. Like, I thought you can just tag and go. It's like, yeah, like, sure, but like, it's a lot more than that. You don't just tag and go somewhere. Like, there's so much more in like your journey in college.
They don't ever. Okay, this is like a deeper conversation itself, like taking care of yourself, like mental health, and like kind of making sure, like, you know, before anything else, like you heal whatever you need to heal. But it's like, you know, before even addressing that, like they're like, oh, like why would you, you know, take your time? Like why? Like don't you know the job market's like not good? Like you should be like I think you were telling me like your dad was like, oh, just get a job. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter if it's like your profession or like your choice or not, right? Like it's the same thing with my parents. Are like, yeah, you should get settled. Like you need to. Like otherwise, you know, you're not gonna be able to afford it here. Like you're gonna.
But even that's like kind of preying on your downfall. Like that's not like. Obviously we have ambition, you know, like we want to do more than that. I like, do
you think it does, it like keeps me up at night? It doesn't keep me up at night, like knowing that like I have so many years still left of school, like, and that like, you know, basically my 20s are gonna be gone. Like but it's, I mean, I'm having fun so far. Like I'm 21 right now. I'm living life, man.
Another thing though, you will also like face the condescending kind of aspect of it, where people will be like, you're explaining that you're taking a third year, they'll look at you and be like, oh, that is so smart, you're saving so much money, that is so smart. Like they go crazy, like you don't, it's not like, again, like it is really not that deep. Like they make it like they overcompensate because they know they're judging you. A lot of them are.
There's always, it's just, I think if anything, it's not even like yourself like that, where you I never feel like I'm wasting time or anything until I meet my family. That's what it hits, bro. Like, I think it always hits us like the Monday we come back, we're like, oh, guess who we had to meet, and like guess what our conversation was, and guess what the topic was about, and then like it's like you're just boop, like the same like spiral, and then like you're like, okay, wait, like it's okay, like, you know, it is what it is, right, at this point. And another, like, going back to the benefit of it, like our college apps are stronger, right? Like, you know, that was another big factor. For was like making sure our transfer, and like obviously, you know, I don't know if like I'll end up where I want to go, but you know, I at least I know that I won't regret, you know, whatever, because I remember my high school applications were trash.
High school applications are definitely trash. Like high same school, here.
I don't.
But even
like
last year, last year I did not
year.
have it together. Like I don't think I would have had like the strongest like application. I definitely think the experiences that I'm having my third year, because my third year, I know Jaskiran has always been a little bit more involved in school, but I wasn't really that involved, and I think with my third year, I really took advantage of it. I started joining clubs. I, of course, am doing navigator job. I'm doing a lot of like tutoring. We were also tutors for organic chemistry. There was like a lot of things that, because
you had the time,
just because I had the time, just because I dropped one class, and I decided to retake it, and it changed my life. And I think that is something that I think, I mean, of course, at the time I was stressing. I was like, I can't believe this one class is like stressing me out. Because
the thing about that class is like it's only offered in the spring. So if you don't do it, you have to take the next year.
And I will say, another thing too, like don't be afraid. I know it's easier said than done, but when you need to drop something or when you need to redo it, I'm telling you, it's okay. Because you will be so appreciative and like so proud of yourself when you do much better. Like I think I definitely don't regret retaking it, because we did a lot better than we would have done if we stayed.
And it's like, I know like it's, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna have like a W on my transcript, I'm gonna have this and that. Dude, at the end of the day, it does not matter if you don't get into the university that like you were hoping for. It's not for you. Like I another thing, like I used to get so upset. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna get into the university that I want to get into, like I'm gonna look like such a failure. Bro, after the third year, I was like, honestly, it's school, like where I'm getting my degree, and like I'm gonna get the job that I want, and like it is what it is, you know. Like, and if we weren't in our third year and we didn't become mental health navigators this year, I wouldn't have met amazing people like Gabby or like Heather, or learned so much about like the resources that are offered at school and like in our community. I would have been a shallow person, you know. Like we took up in our third year, obviously we took up working at the Basic Needs Center at Ohlone, and it just opens your mind to like how different people's lives are, how crazy the world is, like, you know, how sometimes sad it can be, and like just growing as a person, and like kind of, you know, it's just like personal growth. Like it's not even like academic growth or like mental health growth. It's just like kind of being more integrated with your community, like being more in tune with like what's going on, like how are other students doing, like how do we help other students,
general, just like knowing that there's so many resources that you don't know about. Like I was definitely very surprised that even Ohlone itself Ohlone itself had a lot of resources that I wasn't aware of. And just knowing that those are all very much open for kids to like use, but we just don't know about it. I think taking that, like, because I took a third year and like trying to explore not just my journey but also like my campus and like my city, just taking that third year and taking it slow really helped me. For sure. And I think that is, you know, that helps with a lot of things.
It goes a long way too. Like if you need those kind of like resources in the future for someone that you like maybe need, or like, you know, like there's a lot of life skills that I've learned here that like I'm definitely gonna use later on. And another thing is like we're both trying to go into the healthcare profession, and like bedside manners and like, you know, knowing resources, knowing how to additionally help. It's just like you need to kind of know that kind of stuff, and like the sooner that you can learn and like just be a sponge, right? Like that's another thing. I'm literally a sponge this year. I like, especially my third year, not even just academic wise, but like, you know, people skills, knowing where to like go if you have a certain issue, how to lean on somebody, like not just being so hard on yourself, right? Like just a lot of that, man. I'm feeling better, like about, like I sometimes have doubts. I'm a very like, you know, we both are very like anxious people sometimes, like we have a lot of anxiety, but sometimes like talking it out and like kind of just pros and cons wise, like my pros are twice as long as my cons.
It's definitely gonna pay off, like, for sure, especially when we're in uni. Like that will definitely reflect. And a lot of people say like transfer students usually do a bit better,
for sure.
They are more like, they're more they have their like skills
priorities and
or
stuff,
like priorities are more in order. They're more organized with their skills and stuff like that. The skill sets are more advanced. So I definitely think that this will definitely like pay off. I definitely don't have
any, like so like your final thoughts.
I definitely don't regret being a third year. I mean, of course there are like downsides, but that's just like a lot of it is just the social aspect of it. But other than that,
personally, there's no regret in terms of like me growing as a person. Even my mom she's like, you know, like you've become pretty mature. Like I was kind of scared that you would be kind of aloof or like going down the wrong path, but you know, you're coming out of your shell and you're getting more involved. I'm just like, like low key, that's because I'm here and I'm taking my third year. So do you want to do our quote?
I was gonna say, okay, so for our quote, we chose, take your time, savor the journey, trust the process. And I think that encapsulates a lot of why we took a third year and why you should too if you're considering that. I think it's very important to kind of, you know, even if it's something that's spontaneous, taking a third year is a very spontaneous decision for a lot of people. I think it's best, you know, there's a reason why you have to do it. And sometimes it's okay to take your time and like give yourself that, you know, grace. And
it's not an easy decision. You're not going to just do it and like forget about it. Like we have our moments. Sometimes we'll talk, like I'll have my moment where I'm like, dude, like, damn, like we're going to be like, and then we talk it out and we're like, you know what? It's okay. So, you know, find those kind of people. Like I think having another person who's in the same exact journey, we're literally twins, like we're two peas in a pod, like we have the same major, same career goals and whatnot, so kind of having that helped a lot because I'm like, I'm not in it alone and I have a great friend to like help me through it. But and so do you want to promote the services?
So check out the Student Health Center on the Ohlone website. If you want mental health services, you can definitely sign up for it on
they have an intake form. They
have an intake form on the website. And
you can also come to the health center. It's building 7, level 3.
They do drop-ins, of course, and they are open Mondays through Thursdays. And also
they're closed for lunch, which is like 1 to 2.
And also, if you want mental health services, like Mental Health Navigator services, we're also open. So if you want people, like someone to just help you navigate through all the services that are provided in Ohlone, but also in the
Outside
city
of,
or
yeah.
outside, anything, we're here to help.
And that process is the same thing. You would submit an intake form.
Yeah.
Just come to the health center, bro. Check us out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, check us
Yeah.
out. We have a lot of cool people here, so why not?
So that is our little conclusion. And so I'm Jaskiran.
I'm Naria.
And this is our Navigator edition to Note to Self.
Yay.
Check us out.